Ooh.
Good morning, everyone. Good day. I want to welcome you once again to another episode of Soul Talk. We do this every year during Adventure in Faith, where we get to hear from our members as to how our principles and what we teach supports them in living their best life. And today we have two guests with us. We have with us, first of all, none other than our charter member, long-term member, Mr. Garfield Jackman. Garfield, welcome.
Thank you.
And we have with us an instructor from our life enhancement classes that we teach here at Universal Truth Center, Ms. Elizabeth Waythe. Elizabeth, welcome.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Reverend Charles.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And you're going to hear more about why she's here in a minute. But before that, we're going to get to not Reverend, but Mr. Garfield Jackman. I'll call you Reverend, but you're not Reverend yet. But anyway, Garfield, you've been with us since the very beginning. You're a charter member.
Yes.
Please share with us briefly your journey to UTC. And look towards the camera. Yes.
Okay. It all started with Les Brown.
Yes.
I went to one of his speeches in Overtown, and I told his story a whole lot. I was so impressed with what he was saying because I heard him on the radio before. So when I approached him, I asked him, I really enjoyed what you were saying. So what he did was he took some bulletins, handed to me. He said, pass these out for the kids. So I did that. I went around the park and started handing out the bulletins. 41 years later,
Yes.
handed out bulletins.
And as they said, the rest is history. So Les saw you and just start passing these out. Yeah.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
I heard you on the radio.
Yeah.
Please pass these out.
Okay. And you passed that bulletin still.
I'm still passing out bulletins.
41 years later. All right. Great. Yeah, it's Usher. Thank you. And we thank you for that service, Garfield, to our community. And so, as you know, this week we are focusing in on financial unfoldment. But we look at the life structure of our finances and how we can allow our finances to be more healthy so that we could be more wealthy in our life and affairs. And one of the things that we do here in our classes is that we offer what we call life enhancement classes. And one of the classes that we offer is financial literacy. And so recently, we were introduced to this young lady, Miss Elizabeth Waythe, who teaches financial literacy in the community. Matter of fact, she has her company entitled Elizabeth Financial Literacy, where she teaches financial literacy to churches and other communities involvement. So, Miss Elizabeth, I want to say thank you very much for being here with us, and just share with us your journey to teaching financial literacy. That's number one. Why do you do it? And the joy that you get from it. Do you get any joy from it?
Okay, again, thank you, Reverend Charles,
You're
for
welcome.
inviting me
You're welcome.
to this your Adventure in Faith.
That's it.
And a part of it being, as you said, financial literacy. Approximately 10 years ago, I decided that I was going to journey into retirement. And on that journey, I discovered that the things that I thought I was doing all my life, trying to prepare for retirement, as far as money is concerned, because that's what we do when we go on retirement, we're looking for insufficient or enough to keep us in that state that we were used to and accustomed to while we were working. I discovered that I really missed out on a lot of opportunities that would have helped me to be in a better position. And as I learned over that period of time, the things that were never introduced and is still not being introduced to the mass public workers as they prepare on that journey, I decided that these were things that I needed to share. And the joy of sharing it is watching the people that I touch take action to get themselves ready. And even if they were already in the state of retirement, understanding the different things that are available to them in order for them to be a little bit more successful in their retirement. So it was a journey basically on just sharing the things that I learned to prepare or to have me in a position in my retirement to do better and to sustain, and not only to sustain, but also to, at some point, transfer the little bit that I had or I have being available to the next generation.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I attended a ceremony that the financial literacy class had a couple of months ago. And one of the things that came to me was the scripture where Isaiah told Hezekiah to get his house in order because surely this day you shall die. And when I thought about that, I thought about your financial literacy class because of the many testimonies that were given about how people were preparing, as you just said, to be in a position to leave a legacy, a financial legacy for their family. And I'd like for you to just briefly share what are some of the topics that you cover in this class? Because I heard so much from the ceremony.
Okay, so some of the topics we have 6 classes that we teach. One of them is wealth preservation. One of them is health and wealth, the effects of having, and then we say wealth, a lot of people will say, well, I don't have anything, but just, yes, you do. It's how you utilize what you have. And if you do it in a correct form pertaining to you individually, then it takes away a lot of the stress in your life, which promotes better health. So one of the chapters that we really focus on is the health and wealth chapter, and also the estate preservation, being able to pass on to the next generation. But first, we have to also understand how to plan to do this. So we do a planning class where you learn how to set your goals to make sure that you're doing it in accordance to who you are, not who people want to tell you who you are, but knowing who you are and where you can take your journey into making that transfer of whatever it is that you have available to the next generation.
I love it. So what I hear you provide a personalized approach to individuals' financial planning.
Yes.
Cool. I love it. I love it. Now, one of the reasons we have Garfield here today is because Garfield was a part of this class. And at the ceremony, the participants were given the opportunity to give a testimony as to how the class perhaps helped them. And Garfield got 2 certificates, not one, but 2 certificates, one for participation and one for implementation of the principles that he learned from the financial literacy class. So Garfield, please share with us, what are some of the things you took away from the class?
A lot of ha-ha moments. When you go into the class and her teachers give you an idea, okay, it's time for you to retire. So what do? I got this money in my 401k. I got it in my
annuity
retirement fund. I'll be getting Social Security. So you still have to pay your mortgage, you still have to pay your rent, you still got to do all these different things after you retire. And it's about the same thing. The aha moment comes when you find out that you can not only take care of yourself, but do it in a way that it would last you and last you a long time, especially if you're doing it in the market. Another hard moment comes when you have to be prepared to go into a home when you retire or when you get as you get older. You have to prepare for the rest of your life to take care of yourself. If you get sick, what happens if you get sick? You have to have a place for your family to take care of you, or you could go into a home. All those things that have to be taken care of, or at least know what to do when that time comes.
Okay.
So all of how moments you be in this class and you, oh wow, oh that you know you finding out all these different things. So you have to be very conscious of it's time to retire. How did I do my money? How did I take care of myself? Whatever. So it's a lot of things to consider when you getting ready to retire.
Yes, yes. Well, one of the things I took away not only from your testimony, but from others, is that many of the students, they thought they knew what to do, and they thought they were on track to live out a long, healthy financial life. But after taking your class, as Garfield was saying, he got aha moments, but they realized that they needed to make some adjustments, some small adjustments, some major adjustments for some. And I know you're going to be teaching the class again this coming fall here at the church. Um, Tell us about the class, just briefly. I know you provide the books and so forth. Just tell us a little bit about the class.
Okay. So we usually started off with the health and wealth because understanding how to preserve what it is that you have, because whatever it is that you have is really your wealth. My wealth might be different from yours, but do you understand that over a period of time, what we were doing, we were accumulating during our young years of working, putting aside funds in preparation for that day when we no longer were taking home that paycheck. But we were never exposed to or given the opportunity to understand that when we do go into retirement, we're actually pulling from those products that we had placed our funds in hopes of making it very fruitful. We're pulling from it. And if we're pulling from those funds and they're not sustainable because they are now savings accounts versus what we call in the industry or in the concept of the class distribution funds, where you're pulling and to make it sustainable through the time that you are alive. And as Garfield mentioned, if you have to go into long-term care, do we think about long-term care? So we talk about those topics of long-term care with the resources that you have. How are you going to make that happen if you didn't prepare for it? How long with these products? He mentioned the 401k. How long does those last? We talk about those topics in sense of, is it sustainable? We also talk about Social Security, maximizing the benefits of Social Security. I have an instructor that comes on, and she will give a full breakdown of how to maneuver yourself through getting the most out of Social Security. these are things that are not discussed with us when we enter the Social Security office. All they do is sit behind the computer and say, this is what your benefits are, and that's it. But there's more to it than that. So we teach those things. We also, one of the greatest things that we like to talk about is protection. What does protection mean? How do we utilize protecting the most valuable asset that is us? Because we are our greatest asset. Mm-hmm. Those are some of the topics that we touch on in the class, in those lessons. At the end of the day, what really I've found happening is that as seniors, we were never really engaged in that conversation when we were younger to identify the things that we really needed to do step by step. So when we did get to the age of when we're no longer earning the 60,000, today we're earning Social Security, it's a shock. Yeah. Because now we're 1/3 of what we used to earn. And now how do we fit in all the other things that we're saving towards to complement our Social Security? You know, so these are some of the things that we really talk about in the classes.
I love it. I love it. Like I said, we got another class coming up in January. And I want to thank Miss Judy Ware and who introduced us to Miss Elizabeth. And I want to thank Reverend Jackie Hazel, who not designed the class, but implemented the class here at the church for us to have it for the last couple of months and so forth. So as we get ready to close this out, Miss Elizabeth and Garfield, any parting words of wisdom you want to share with us as it relates to either financial unfoldment or the class or financial literacy or your own, anything from your heart you want to share as it relates to financial health?
Yes, the class also teaches you about not only retirement but taxes. Also, how big that involves with you and your household. Also, insurance. What type of insurance you're going to be getting, and how would that affect you? Like she said, Social Security is so much things in Social Security that you'd be surprised. Too many aha moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that,
Yeah.
Garfield.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different things to do. You learn in these classes. So.
Okay. Miss Elizabeth?
So one of the things that, again, that we really don't recognize is that the effects of our political government effects on our lives. Mm-hmm. And the rules and the regulations and the laws. So yes, for me, every time I hear the word a bill, I hear money. So a bill. Congress is who brings out the bill. Who do we have in Congress? How does that bill is going to affect us? Because ultimately, like Garfield says, it's taxes. We're looking at taxes, how much of it we have to pay out, even after we pass away, after we die. Yeah. There's several taxes that we have to, our predecessors, our beneficiaries have to look at dealing with. There's so many aspects out there that has to do with how money works. And that is basically the concept of what we teach is how money works in every form of our lives. So it's really good to just come and listen. We have very robust discussions amongst the class, which makes it very interesting. And as Garfield says, yes, there's a lot of aha moments. Even now, as I'm teaching the class, I still get some of those for myself.
Great.
Because it's never ending learning. It's about how money works. Money never goes to sleep if you really understand it. 24/7, 365, 366 on a leap year. It never stops.
Yes.
It keeps going.
Yeah.
So when somebody's sleeping on one side of the earth, they're awake on the other side. So how does that money work, and how does it affect you as the individual? It's all about you. You have to figure it out, because it is you are the one that's going out there. You're the one that's hustling, trying to keep everything in order, stable, keep it stable. And in order to have a nice rounding effect on your family, is to really understand how money works.
Amen. I love it. I love it. So, Garfield, I want to say thank you for your support of our community over the years, your personal support of me over the years. Thank you very much. And know that all that you give to our communities, it's going to be coming back to you. So thank you very much. And Miss Elizabeth, I feel I found a new friend, and I will be in the class. I hope to meet you in the class coming January, so that we can learn together about how to handle our finances and to be able to leave a legacy, not only to our families, but to whatever community involvement that you are part of, so that we can continue to build wealth for our community. All right? So, Miss Elizabeth, thank you.
And thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Yes, it's been a pleasure meeting you, and I look forward to more support from you and us supporting you.
Thank you.
All right.